Hey, Seth Lewis, and thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be giving 10 tips to improve time management as a business owner. So, as I think of life as a business owner, it can be crazy. There's a lot of different things that are going on at different times. You've heard the phrase a million times about firefighting and just putting out things. So, really want to dive into time management. Time management is something that you've probably heard before. You've probably worked on it. You've probably, maybe you haven't worked on it, but maybe there's a lot of crazy things going on and you said, I want to just take a couple minutes, tune in and see if I can get a couple of tips. Typically, what I try to do, my goal is to help business owners grow, to scale, to improve their cash, their people, their processes, to have a better life. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We're going to look at 10 tips, and I really want you to be able to implement these. I'm going to give 10 because, and I want you to think of one or two that you could actually implement to get the most impact. Everybody's a little bit different. So I think it's important to look at different areas. When I work with groups and when I ask them after I do a session or I'm teaching, everybody has a little bit different perspective. So that's why I like 10 here, and we're going to cover this, and hopefully this is valuable. But I want to open with a quote. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you can not get more time. Jim Ron said that. Just a pretty cool quote. When you think about that, what does that mean to you? When you think about the people that have all this money, they can't get more time. So time management is something that we just continually need to be better at and work at. So it's important. Time is more valuable than money. That's really a powerful statement, but it's true. You can't buy more of it. The next thing is I want to look at is the importance of time management for business owners. So when you think about business and you think about all the things that you have on your plate, there's so many things. Some of you probably still do basic tasks around the office or facility, or maybe around your home with your business, whatever that is. Management as a business owner allows you to scale. It allows you to actually carve out the most important things and allows you to focus on things that get you to the next level. So if you're somebody that's tuning in right now and you've at that revenue milestone, whether it's 1 million, 5 or 10 million, or maybe it's 50 million, whatever, maybe wherever you're at, and you're looking to get to that next thing, a lot of times it comes down to time management. What are you doing that you could change? What do you need to be doing to get you to the next level? And if I was leading a class and teaching some people that are in some of my classes, and I actually said, like, compare yourself today to what you did last year. And if it's actually the same thing, you're probably not doing the right thing. It was light bulbs went off as I was teaching this, and they're like, wow, some people were doing dramatically different things, and other people were doing the same thing. And they also said that they were doing the same thing for multiple years. And what I found is the people that were doing the same thing for multiple years had the least amount of growth. The people that that adopted a new theory, tried something new, implemented my SSS scaling score system, they found themselves a little uncomfortable, a little uneasy when they started to do something new, but they're the ones that had the most growth. So I think as they looked at time management and they carved out creating and adding and doing some new things, they actually got where they wanted to go, which was really, really cool. So I want to share some statistics on wasted time in business, which I think are pretty cool. But 89% of employees say they waste at least 30 minutes of their time during every day at work. So almost 90% of your people waste at least 30 minutes. I would probably think it's more than that. That's a statistic, that I looked up and was there. But 90% of people, 89% of people are wasting at least 30 minutes. So at least, minimum. So I like make sure we listen to the words, which is good. So that means there's people that may waste more of the time. So that's there's another one here. 35% of employees waste time because they aren't appropriately motivated. And another 34% say they do it because they lack interest in the work that they're doing. 89% of workers admit to wasting time at work every day, and 61% claim to waste at least 30 to an hour every day. So, okay, employees, but I'm I want to look at owners. So does that really change the course of the organization? Maybe not. If you can get a more motivated engagement, that's another topic that we'll cover sometime. But I want to look at owners. So if you are, as an owner and leader, working a 10-hour day, an 8-hour day, whatever you want to do, and you waste 2 hours, or you waste time, or I know you're not wasting time, but let's pretend that you're busy. Let's pretend that you're busy getting caught up in emails, getting caught up in tasks that aren't important. How much time are you wasting and what's it costing you? I found this in my own life many times where I knew what the most important thing was, and then I found myself avoiding that task and doing something that I like to do, which made me feel busy. It used my time, but it wasn't proper management of my time. The results that I wanted weren't happening because I wasn't effectively running that the way that I should. So it's just something really interesting to look at. So the potential time savings when you're implementing some of these tips that I'm going to share. I'm going to get to the 10 here in a second, but the time savings. So as you're able to implement some of these techniques, you're going to be able to save time. So what would it look like if you got an hour extra in your day? I'm confident that, I see this all the time working with business owners and leaders, that we can easily find an hour. You're like, oh no, there's no way. And it can be shifting your time to things that you love to do, that you like to do. One of the things I can think of, a specific client that we worked with that was doing things that actually brought them down. That was demotivating, and actually filling their time with motivating tasks allowed them to like 10x what they were getting done, because the slow tasks really just drag on. I can think of that for me, myself. Tasks that I don't want to do just take forever. So, we want to actually look at the time savings, and if you feel maxed out, how can you actually create some margin and time in what you're doing? So I'm going to get into 10 tips. We're going to dive right into that, but just setting up a couple things. So the first one, effective task delegation. I love this one because as leaders, typically we start with a skill, and this can be any skill. You went through the school of hard knocks, you learned a trade, you even went to school to learn X. A lot of times I think of even a doctor or a lawyer. I mean, you learn a specific trade, or a skill or a practice or a profession, whatever it is, and then you don't know the business side, and as you scale up, you don't know how to let go of what you were actually trained for. So whether you're building something or you're teaching something, and then now you have to pass it on to somebody else teaching. So the art of effective delegation is really hard. There's some mindset things that go on behind there, but we really need to be good and understand how we need to let go. It's easy for us to do it because we believe in ourselves. Naturally, we're biased. We think we do it best. But what I found is many times when I've given something to somebody else, they do it a heck of a lot better than I do. And I love it. It's great. So effective delegation is number one. I would challenge you, if that connects with you, find two things. How much time will it save you? And delegate them. Again, I was working with some clients, and there was a owner that was just doing tasks they didn't need to do. So it saved about 2 hours. It was huge by being able to delegate that to somebody that was much better. And I checked back in, and they were like, wow, I have this time to do something else. So you'll fill it with something, but it's just a matter of delegating it and making sure you're working on the right thing. So that's number one. Two, setting and meeting goals. I think it's really important to set and meet goals. My best weeks I use something called the Full Focus Planner. I like it. It's been very good to me. I recommend it when I work with people. But setting and meeting goals, I think it's really important. When I plan out my week, when I plan out the next day, when I plan out what I want to accomplish, I crush it. Period. No ands, ifs, buts, or anything about it. I crush it. I want you to crush it. Setting and meeting goals, writing it down is really strong, and it keeps you on task. When I can look and say from 10 to 11, I want to be doing X, it just makes me go there. It makes it happen. So setting and meeting goals, very important. That was 2. Number 3, making efficient decisions. So if you take too long to make decisions and you're overthinking them and you're bogging down, that really sucks up your time. So if it's something that you need help, you want to get insight, try to make quicker decisions. Try to make them efficient, get the information that you need, and roll on, roll out. Really, really important to make efficient decisions. Number 4, managing appointments. This is big. I mean, this could actually be called meetings, appointments, whatever they may be. So there's 2 ways to look at this. 1, meetings. How long are your meetings? Are you being efficient in your meetings, or appointments, if you want to call them? So when you go to an appointment, or if you're in sales, I've seen this a lot of times. If you're a sales rep, or you're leading sales, you're an owner, you're doing sales. What I find is you'll go in and do this hour-long presentation. Maybe it's longer. But what I found is that you really only need to do like a 15 or 20 minute maybe qualifier, get the real information, and decide if you want to continue the conversation with this individual. So managing your appointments is an easy way. When I would talk to prospects for the first time, I was actually allowing an hour for, that's a lot of time. That's too much time. And this might sound bad, but you don't deserve, a stranger does not deserve that time yet. An hour of my time is very valuable. An hour of your time is very valuable. When you understand what your time is worth and what you're doing with your time, I don't have a desire to talk to a stranger for an hour or more. I want to talk to them in a short period of time, maybe 20 minutes, understand what they have going on, learn a little bit about them, understand, if there's some way that we can work together, support each other, help each other, refer, connect, whatever that may be. I don't care what it is. It's not necessarily about money, but it's about how can we support each other in an efficient time. When I've realized this, it freed up. So now I can talk to 3 people within an hour, and before I was doing 1. That is managing your appointments. So there's a lot more. Now, let's just say for sales purposes, and I'm just shifting to sales, that I close 1 in 3 people that I talk to. So I could take 3 hours, or I could do it in 1 hour. That's a third of the time. I got 33% of my time back. That's amazing and awesome. Managing appointments, managing meetings. How long are meetings taking? Can meetings be run more efficient? Can you get information out to people before the meeting? You shouldn't be briefing people of the information. They should know what it is. These are basic principles. That doesn't mean that we do them, because I know them, you know them, but where the rubber meets the road is actually implementing these basic principles. The reason I like teaching things, and I go by the blue collar business coach, is because I like to keep it simple. These things are basic. You've heard them before. They might not be anything new, but I'm challenging you to pick 1 or 2 and commit to it and actually make something happen. That's what this is about. So managing appointments. So we're looking at the next one, prioritizing tasks. How do you look at what the most important tasks are, not what you like to do? If you would list what the most impactful tasks are, and you compare them to the tasks that you like to do the most times they will not align 100%. There's going to be some discrepancies. So I had somebody that I was working with that loved to be a creator. They got stuck in creator mode. Create. They were creating, but they were never executing and making it happen. I've seen people that try to execute before they have any framework, and that falls apart. So I think prioritizing your tasks is so important, to know what's important and in what order. Prioritizing tasks and know working on the most impactful. If you work on one most impactful task every single day, you will have a killer week. You will crush it, because completing, let's say, 5 things that are mission critical in your organization or your business, even if that takes 3/4 of a day, if you accomplish that, you're going to move the needle. Let's say that you needed to secure some additional capital or cash flow, and you're gonna secure, another 500,000 or $1 million in maybe working capital or whatever that may be, and you just don't fill out the paperwork. So even taking a day and getting that done, there's a huge benefit of by making that happen. So that's prioritizing tasks and taking things that really can do that. That's going to implement or improve a lot of things in your business. So the next one, so we went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to be at number 6, avoiding multitasking. Don't do it. People think it's cool. People brag about it. I can multitask. I can do all these things. Focus on the thing that you want to do, prioritize tasks, and avoid the multitasking. If you stay focused on it, you're going to get more done, and you're going to avoid this squirrel syndrome, going to this, flipping to that, flipping to this. There's times I do it. I feel like I'm getting a lot done, but I also know when I block out and I work on my times, I get the most done. So getting a lot done or getting the most done, there's a difference. So avoid multitasking. I've also seen people that really spin their wheels. And the more that you multitask and you switch, the next thing you know, you're reading articles, you're doing something else that isn't getting it done. So stay focused. That is a way to get your time back, because when you stay focused, you will cut down your tasks, how long it takes to do them, because of being focused. Number 7, utilize technology. There's a lot with AI, ChatGPT. There's a lot of programs out there that you can use technology to get rid of basic research, to write things, to make content, to give your time back to technology. Let technology take some of the heavy lifting off you. If you don't know what's out there, reach out to me. We'll have a conversation. I'd love to talk a little bit more, but this is a big deal. There's a lot of technology out there that can really change the game. Taking breaks. I want to take a break right now and just ask you, if you like this content, it's been helpful for you to like, subscribe, reach out to me. There's 2 things I do. I try to put out content that helps businesses grow and improve. I have a scaling score system. It's an operating system for your business to help you get past the next level. If you think about the skill that you have and what brings everything together, you need a system to run in your business to make sure that everything is cohesive, to improve your cash flow, to align and inspire your people, to help you implement better processes. When you do this and you have a system behind it, you're going to get the benefits of why you start a business, the joy of it, the being refreshed, all those things. So if you're interested in that, you can go to scalingscoresystem.com. I have some free resources there. We look at using scoreboards, scorecards, using the score system to improve everything in your business. I think you'll love it. Reach out to me if you'd like to do that. And if you're already crushing in business, the second thing I do is help people monetize their experience. So if you are doing well and you think it's time to give back and become a coach or consultant or advisor and do it in a high ticket premium way, I show you how to do that. That is a lot of fun. So whether you're in the business journey, I want to help get you there so you can monetize that experience and that success and give it back to others. That's what I do. If that connects with you, reach out. I would love to talk more about it. But taking breaks. It's important to take breaks, refresh your mind, go exercise, take a walk, do something that allows you to take a break. That keeps you going. Or Scheduling breaks avoids burnout, spending time with family, with friends. Taking breaks can actually create better time management that you're excited. I can remember wanting to work all weekend. If I worked all weekend, I wasn't quite as motivated on that Monday. But when I have to pause at Friday at a certain time and I love what I do, when it comes to Monday morning, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And I want to, and what I do strategically is I try to take those difficult tasks, the things that I might struggle to do and I realized that I was putting off to the end of the week, and I want to get at them on Monday morning. I want to just go and get those taken care of and done. That is by taking breaks. The weekend is a time to maybe clear your mind and refresh and make that happen. So take breaks is number 8. Number 9 is setting boundaries. We need to set boundaries of our limits as owners or leaders. What can I do? How much should I do? When do I not take something over? Are you the person that always jumps in and takes something over and fixes it or tries to fix it or gets involved? When you start setting boundaries and letting your team do it and say, how do we want to handle this? And letting them work through it. That's setting boundaries. Setting boundaries of what you do and when, how you do it. All is great examples of setting boundaries for your team. When they have to do it and they know what your boundaries are and they know what you're going to extend to and what you're not, that's a boundary. Extend to the things that are most meaningful and that energize you and keep you going. Boundaries are really good. That's 9. And number 10, learn to say no. This, for some, is easy. For some, it's difficult. But if by saying no, it allows you to protect your time. I want you to have the defense up. I want you to have the defense on your time. Time is a valuable asset. I opened up with the quote, it's the most valuable. It's more valuable than money. If you have time, you can actually make more money. You can do different things. So I need you to have the defense up. I want you to play defense on saying no. Defer, delegate, let it go, set boundaries, say no, I can't do that. Could you do this? Or who could? Or that's okay. That will protect your time. If you're somebody that just says yes all the time, this is going to be difficult, but I would challenge you to try it. Try saying no. And maybe you don't want to say no. If no is too strong of a word, again, for some of you, that might sound funny. But if that makes you feel bad inside, come up with another way to say it. I can't at this time, but I would love to, but it's not going to work right now. Something that still says no and protects your time. The more that you say no to things, the more it's going to protect your time. Really important to know. So the impact of improved time management, there's a lot. We went through 10 things. The goal of this is for you to pick something that you want to do or a combination of things and try to implement them. That's what this is about, to get you thinking, whether you're sitting down, you're driving, you're traveling, you just wanted to kind of get some thoughts and break through that time management, some exercises. Stephen Covey actually has a quote that says, the key is not in spending time, but in investing it. So you want to invest time in things that get you the return that you want. So you don't want to spend time. Spending time is we're talking about spending and investing, right? So if you spend, you're not able to invest. You want to invest your time in things that are going to pay you back, dividends for that time. If you're just spending it somewhere, you're just kind of wasting it. There's times that spending it is good. When you say I'm spending time with family, but wouldn't it be better to invest in your family, to invest in your kids, to invest in your grandkids? I think the longer you go, the more that you think this way. So I think that's a great one. There's statistics about employees that you can look up around what, better productivity and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of business owners when they've committed to these 10 practices or picking a couple of them, they've gotten 20% more time in their week. And that's what I want for you, or maybe even more. When you're in it, sometimes you can't see. So if you need help with this and how to carve it out, we've been able to do this with people in really short periods of time. They just don't know how to break it up. And if you had a simple plan, I would ask you, could you do it? If I would look at your time and I would look at your schedule and say, wow, this is all you need to do. Let's adjust this over the next this or that. I've dealt with people that have a booked schedule from early in the morning to late at night. They were able to let go. So if they can do it, I know you can do it. Because those were things that people were used to working with them. They were the point of contact, and they were able to pass them on to other people in their companies. So we went over a lot. Again, just going over the 10 things: effective task delegation, setting and meeting goals, meeting efficient decisions or making efficient decisions, managing appointments, prioritizing tasks, avoiding multitasking, utilizing technology, taking breaks, setting boundaries, learning to say no. I want to encourage you as a business owner to implement some of these tips. I know you can do it. I would love if you want to talk more about business, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk in a time efficient manner for you and for me. So let's hop on the phone, send me a message, shoot me a text. Check out the Scaling Score system to implement it in your business to help you grow and keep score. Improve your cash, your people, and your processes. Again, if you like this, like it, share it, follow it, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.